Welcome, everybody, to another fantastic Minutes Network AMA. I hope you're all well today. Thank you very much for joining, ladies and gentlemen. And we have quite a lot of news today to share. I will have a couple of the team members joining me, including Matthew Walsh and Omri Lachman, and maybe some of the other guys as well shortly. I do hope you can hear me okay. This will be one of the last AMAs that we run on X. We will be running the AMAs on an internally released platform in future. So we're really looking forward to that. It utilizes the infrastructure at Minutes Network as well as World Mobile. And I do believe that we are looking forward to a number of items in upcoming releases, including the Telco Exchange, Jingle Boost, some applications being onboarded. We have a lot of news. We have a lot happening at the company. This is a very important time. I always say it's a very exciting time. Of course, it's exciting. This is game changing. The opportunities that we have in front of us today, I have never seen anything like it. We're in a particularly special position. It's all about realizing the potential at this time. And that is exactly what we're doing. The team has their head down. We are working extremely hard in order to bring home the success to the company. Now, the Minutes Network Exchange, let me start there. We are happy with the QA that we've done. We support, more than 100 million concurrent sessions on the MinCloud technology and switches. We're looking at a sub 25, 50 milliseconds call setup time across the board over the switches, depending on the country you're in, of course. We do have a lot of points of presence all over the world that enable us to connect those telephone calls extremely quickly. We have a number of large partners that have been testing the platform with us, and they are all extremely happy. It's a unique product in a unique space, and it's providing unique solutions. A lot of the solutions that it provides are backed by artificial intelligence. They are all MCP integrated and compatible with the most fantastic protocols of 2026. I am looking forward to the release of this exchange. It is not long now. We had initially targeted April for the exchange to be released. It looks like it's going to be in May. And I don't know whether it's going to be this week, but perhaps next week you'll see the first release of the exchange. It is currently being used in beta, as I said, by a number of partners. We are very happy with where it is. There are a couple of tweaks to make visually. We have not put a tremendous amount of time into the visual aspect. There's not lots of 3D graphics, etc. We focused on core technologies, although it does look extremely professional, and we are happy with the look and feel. I guess the next step after launch will be promotion and advertising of the exchange. We're looking forward to that as well. A number of the team members will be attending different events around the world to showcase the exchange and its potential and the opportunities it brings. So the exchange is a big piece for us. It literally brings telco together. Not, there are not many platforms in the world today that enable telco ventures and sort of tier one carriers, tier two carriers, retail carriers to actually meet and connect. Obviously, there are the exhibitions, there are the conferences. The Telco Exchange does a very good job of virtualizing that. We are looking at running some web seminars and virtual conferences as well, perhaps a couple per year at the exchange. We will provide switching solutions under the switches at Minutes Network, and we'll also provide the services that we're buying from MNTX, right? The validation services, as well as the caller ID services, SMS integrity test services, amongst other services that are provided via the various partners and platforms. So we're looking good on that front. Do look forward to the release. That will be coupled with the release of MinTest. It's the automated global test call platform with live ASR, ACD, PDD route scoring, as well as integrity testing, and continuous caller ID verification. Those systems are in place. They are being run today by a couple of different partners across the board. We do expect that to increase in the up and coming moments as we prepare for the release. The Mintech suite of technologies, our proprietary toolkit, that speaks more for telecom protocols, devices. That there are no competitors out there for this solution. The Flexible Connect is extremely powerful. It's what is behind the technology in Jingle. Now let's move to Jingle. Let's have a look at where we are with Jingle. In terms of Jingle, we are having daily meetups with our friends in the Pakistan team, and everything looks great. We do have a hard date on the official major launch of the campaign. Obviously, we are trickling in numbers right now, and we're looking at different ways to improve the conversion. We're very happy with where it stands. We're super excited to see the major campaign go live. It is being rolled out as we speak, and that date will soon be shared with you on social media and other official channels. So there will also be a press release regarding that date from the Pakistan team and from Minutes Network as well. Obviously, Jingle being a game changer in this industry, there are a lot of carriers that are excited to start utilizing the major core of the technologies and sending millions of calls, we hope, to be connected via Jingle as soon as possible. The date will be provided to you. It is a hard date. We have an agreement in place with the team in Pakistan. And all I can tell you is that we are extremely happy with where we are. Obviously, we would have liked it to be quicker. As with technology, some things do take a little bit more time than expected. We do expect for it to be a big win for us at the company and for the partners and carriers involved. We also expect for it to be a big win for the carriers involved. They are very excited as well to get this going. What we would like to see is we would like to see a consistent ramp up of the minutes that are taken from the LDI and transferred to Jingle. We would like to see growth, month on month. We would expect huge growth as these major campaigns go live. Some of the carriers are involved in this product are absolutely massive, right? We're talking about multi sort of $100 million entities. A couple of them are even larger. So very excited for that. We do have an additional leg on Jingle as well that we're rolling out currently. Won't talk too much about that today, but you'll see more in the news on that one soon. In terms of Liberia, the Jingle operation to roll out with the Ministry of Labour is going ahead. Everybody's happy with where they are. We're waiting for that application to actually be released to the Liberian market. Obviously, the call rate in Liberia is very large, and we are also excited to have that live. You will hear more from the team, from us, from Liberia on the ground in the near future. If you didn't see the press release that went out a couple of weeks ago, then perhaps you should have a look at that one. That's very interesting indeed. The partnership in Liberia brings the Ministry of Labour under an application that will be used by locals across the country in order to find themselves jobs, and incorporated inside the application is the Jingle SDK. I see we have Omri here. Let me just hi Omri, how are you today? Okay, whilst Omri prepares his microphone, the Jingle demo, which I'm sure Omri is going to tell you about very shortly, we do have the likes of Boss Revolution and many more applications lined up to hopefully go live as soon as possible with Jingle. Those are massive wins for us, and you will definitely hear more about that as time progresses. I think during Q2 we should see wonderful things for application integration. Obviously, it's a major win for us at the company. This is a real sort of revenue winner and revenue bringer. So I'm very excited to see that. Very excited to see the progression. Very excited to see the team's hard work, my hard work, our hard work. And there are also some community members and members from different partnerships that we've made who are also driving the charge and bringing applications to the team, which we are working to chase right now. Now, obviously, the solutions we offer are all carrier grade, be it voice or SMS or the AI routing or NOC control. We do operate in a huge amount of countries right now. We do expect to see additional countries added to the system over the couple of next weeks. We do have a lot of call center traffic live in the lab right now. That will also transpire to the Network Explorer in the next coming couple of weeks. In terms of progress, we're doing wonderful. Can it be faster? Yes, we would love it to be faster. Are we doing everything we can to ensure that it does go as quickly as possible? Absolutely. We have team members across the globe that are working 24 hours a day combined in order to ensure the quickest and most professional delivery possible. We are looking at very good statistics internally. I won't bore you too much with the telco math, but the ASR is very good. Anything above 30, 40% ASR for Jingle is a major success, okay? The reason that it wouldn't be 70 or 80% is because we don't actually connect all of the calls that we receive. We send back a 503 service unavailable, which is like a clean, fast fail to the carriers that send us calls that we can't connect. That being said, the carriers are extremely happy with that. We have been testing, very hard on that front. The PDD is very good, always under 15, 20 seconds, and the ACD is very good as well. There are a lot of benchmark tests that go on before a telephone call connects to ensure that your telephone is capable of connecting that call in a decent state. And the ACD, as long as we're above 3-4 minutes, then we're golden. Do look forward to the announcement of the hard date on Pakistan, and I also look forward to the call that I have in around an hour's time with the Pakistan team. The team in Pakistan are very professional, very proficient. They've been working in telecommunications for the last 25 years or more. Combined with Minutes Network, we have an extremely large amount of experience, and we have a fantastic working relationship. We rely on the fact that these guys have millions and millions and millions of minutes per day. Now, the LDI also runs a fair few minutes every single day at Minutes Network. We're very happy with what we have. Obviously, we would like to grow the traffic on the LDI, and we do believe that Jingle is the key to growth in terms of the consistent amount of traffic and the growth of the amount of traffic. We are, as I said, looking to deliver in additional countries as well. We have a partner that has more than 100 million minutes, one partner, and has 100 million minutes plus to various Middle Eastern destinations with an extremely decent rate. And based on Jingle Pakistan, we will probably move directly to these Middle Eastern countries with Jingle as soon as the rollout is, I won't say complete. It's never complete because we're going to be consistently growing, continuously growing in Pakistan. But as soon as we see, some real decent growth and decent score on the board, we will move into the Middle Eastern destinations as well pretty quickly. We do have the support of one of the world's largest carriers in the Middle East. That is a name that has already been announced, and we are looking forward to that immensely, right? And so is the carrier, because the carrier will, make a lot more profit per minute, okay, than they're making today. So the revenue growth and the revenue reinvigoration is substantial. This is what Jingle's all about. It's all about expanding existing revenues and expanding existing profits for not only for Minutes Network, but also for the partners that are interconnecting. So very exciting indeed. Omri, would you like to say a few words about the Jingle demo before I continue?
Hey, Josh, of course, would love to share a little bit on the progress there, and congratulations on all the efforts you've been steering on the Jingle Pakistan front. I know how hard and deep you're wired on that personally, so it's those last miles we always talk about. So congratulations on that. And On the other Jingle front, yes, we have a beautiful new demo app which will be launched in hopefully the very beginning of next week. It's already done, it's been tested. We're just running a very last batch of walkthroughs to make sure it's squeaky clean as it looks right now. And that will be shared with a bunch of prospects, some of which you mentioned, Josh, like Boss Revolution. These are major apps in communications and some other types of services that have an existing install base of users, each of those with anywhere between low tens of millions to high tens of millions of active users. As you already shared with the community, they've been waiting to move forward with Jingle. And just to give the community a little bit more clarity on what we've been doing with this demo app, it was basically giving a visual walkthrough across all the elements that are behind Jingle's SDK. Now, as everyone know already, an SDK or a plugin is not really a visual element. It's lines of code that connect our publishers, the apps, to our services. And what we wanted to achieve is basically create a very nice and smooth demonstration that takes them through a visual walkthrough of all the elements that are Jingle, and that includes the permissions that their users will be asked to approve. It includes the repository that we created for legal recommendations. We are not legal advisors, but because we are adding elements to those apps that relates to back-end behavior and some front-end functionality, our customers, the prospects, will need to update their terms and conditions, their EULA, their privacy policy. So we took a step forward with our entire legal department, and we created a repository of examples of how that legal language looks like. That goes specifically not for the larger prospects that we talked about, but more so the small ones, which are either emerging mobile apps or ones that doesn't necessarily have a large install base of users, like the ones we've seen in Jamaica and some of the other countries that we operate in. So we thought it would make sense to take a step forward and actually give them that guideline on the legal front. But most importantly, it's the way we visualized the Jingle experience. So through the demo app, which by the way, in its next build, after it's released, we will actually spin another version of it per Josh's request for the entire community, or anyone basically, to be able to just then download and experience himself. It includes a built-in simulation that basically mimics the behavior of, well, each and every one of us as we receive calls throughout the day. It shows the inbound calls, real live inbound calls, backed by an IVR with a nice explanation on the whole experience of the app. It shows the rates per call in an analytics tab. So basically, the user of the demo app, which is basically a prospect, can actually see live how they start accumulating revenue. And from within the analytics tab inside the app, they can actually navigate to our main billing portal for our customers, where they get our full-blown analytics that includes both their app usability and how revenue has been simulated in the demo app, as well as a demonstration corporation that we created just so they can see full-blown analytics filled with data. So that's basically the whole functionality of the demo app. They literally get everything soup to nuts in a very nice visualized way. We worked on that quite a bit, and that'll be ready for them as early as the beginning of next week. So we already have some meeting sets, as you know, Josh, but for the community to know, we're going to be kickstarting that with those prospects. And then we'll move along with the larger strategy that I also mentioned earlier in the year in one of the AMAs, where we do want to make it more available, more accessible for smaller apps that are just emerging. And that's something we see more and more, as does the rest of the world, especially courtesy of AI, where now anyone can literally create an app, probably a very good one, very quickly and deploy it. But then always comes down the point of monetization. And then this is where our value proposition just outshines the traditional monetization methods out there. Yes, you can play with ads. Yes, you can play with in-app purchases or subscriptions. But the one recurring revenue generator monetization method that we're offering through Jingle is the one that does not disrupt your user experience, which again is sort of like the holy grail when it comes to mobile publishers as well as web publishers, which I believe, Josh, we will talk about in the future on how we want to shape Jingle, not just for the mobile space, but how we can also interact with the web as a broad. So I think that covers the update on the Jingle demo app.
Thank you very much, Omri. I think it does indeed. And yes, I think it's very important to be able to demonstrate all of the capabilities and functionalities of Jingle, including the analytics portals, etc. Not only for the partners and, as you said, the community members, but also for the existing prospects and the existing integrators, right? It's nice to be able to show them something very live. That being said, Jingle does turn any mobile application into a revenue-generating telecom carrier, right? It's very special technology, and every application has idle telephones in pockets, and Jingle turns that time or that downtime, dead time into international call revenue. So I think it's definitely a step forward for the world of telco and telecommunications. I think that will become more and more clear as the different integrations go live and as the different campaigns meet productive numbers. We are really looking forward to what's ahead. The telco exchange, just going back to it, will integrate with Jingle as well. There will be a clear difference between a normal route and a Jingle powered route. Obviously, we will be offering 100% tier one unblended CLI routing. Jingle is full CLI and does not count as a blended route. It's less blended than any tier one route on the market today for the reason that it connects directly to the endpoint, right? The endpoint being somebody's telephone in their pocket. There are no middlemen to degrade the quality. The quality is fantastic, and the CLI is guaranteed because it's being passed directly to Minutes Network and directly to the application consumer. So it's a guaranteed zero blend there. We will also be offering instant settlement on various routes on the exchange. That includes SMS and voice carrier settlement. For data, that will be coming shortly after the release of the voice and SMS platform. Data is really interesting. This is where the partnership with World Mobile comes to really in handy. It will serve as a data exchange as well. What does that mean? We will be offering different connectivity, different data packages, different data sort of environments that can be used by the various types of industries across the globe. And we will also kill the industry standard 30-day, 60-day, 90-day payment cycle on the exchange with the instant settlement. If a carrier doesn't want to use that and they want to stick with the standard, of course, they have that option, but we do allow for instant settlement as well. So there's sort of one API for everything we're doing: voice, SMS, DIDs, routing, testing, analytics, all through a single RESTful API. And of course, we'll be very competitive on price, especially with the utilization of Jingle on there as well. So it's all coming together. We are, I always say it, and I very much mean it. We're in a spectacular position. What we need to see the growth now of Jingle, the release of the exchange, the partners utilizing the exchange with Jingle, without Jingle. and a couple, a couple other arrangements that have been set up, and we will see this carrier with a very big shining light on it. Now, that's where we want to be. That's where we're going to be. We do have an increase in the amount of SMS that are running on the system. I actually saw a note in one of the communities earlier today, and SMS is increasing. We don't see that increase on the Production Explorer yet. These increases are not transferred live to the Explorer until they are deemed stable. We are almost ready to put that one on the Explorer, so you have that to look forward to as well. The margin on the SMSs is fantastic. We're also utilizing the partnership and collaboration with U Network in order to verify SMS integrity via the exchange. So we'll be able to, see different carriers utilizing the platform for different reasons. And not only carriers, also the retail and developers. I mean, the prices at Twilio are fairly charged, but it's much more expensive than the prices in the wholesale market. So we're going to be closer to wholesale market prices, and we do expect to over time to win a large portion of that particular market. The retail market is very interesting. The developers market is very interesting. There's a lot of SMSs going out for a lot of different reasons, and we would like to bring as much of that volume to Minutes Network as possible. Now, obviously, with the exchange, it is a new product. We are offering a initial trial campaign for carriers. When you sign up, you have a referral code. You have $100 free credit on the platform, and you are allowed to make, I think it's up to 100 free test calls or 10 free sort of SMSs per route. And that enables a new carrier to verify the quality before committing, in a big way. We're also lowering the barrier to entry, right? It's a free account with that sort of free, $100 top up. And when I don't think we're quite sure if it's going to be 100 minutes or $100. We're not sure, and maybe it's limited to some destinations and not. That's promotion detail, and that will be finalized prior to the release. But the throughput capacity is absolutely massive. 50,000 transactions a second. We do have some of the best routing sort of class technology that's available on the internet today. So a lot of demand is expected, a lot of margin increases, carriers across the board. And it's all enterprise grade, right? Under the hood, it looks fantastic. The technology's really sort of been cared for and loved, if you will. And I think we're in a spectacular position. Obviously, we need to realize as much of the position as possible. That is the expectation. That is the plan, and we will continue onwards. I don't know if you've heard, but we were also going to be serving the World Mobile MVNO packages with Minutes Networks technology, whether it's jingle or direct calling via tier 1 routes. We will be serving the retail market via the MVNO over there as well. So I think that kind of summarizes everything on the jingle front. We do have Matthew here. Matthew, if you would like to join us on the stage, and if we have any questions, if you could kindly read them out, that would be fantastic.
Super. Thank you, Josh, for those ecosystem updates. It's very comprehensive. And also, Omri, thank you for the jingle demo update. Okay, so we do have several questions that have been gathered from the social channels. Our first question is from Callie. This has previously been answered in what you were just explaining, Josh, but I will read the question. We have heard many times, if people still doubt us, then I'm sorry, you won't doubt us for long. So Callie is saying, but for people who don't see all the things you obviously see, when will we as a project be in a place where the stats actually show what we have a workable product and that has reached escape velocity? That can't be said right now. I do believe in the project, but honestly, we can't say the project has reached this point. The stats don't show it and the charts doesn't show it. When do you actually think the stats will show what I'm talking about here?
Okay, so let's break that question down. In terms of a working product, we have a working product today. We have a lot of minutes on the switch today. We have licenses across the board. We have, standard tier one traffic. We have the traffic we're terminating on our own LDI licenses. That being said, escape velocity is something else completely different. I assume you mean by escape velocity. When do we see a consistent, growth month on month? Realistically, it should be now. We are waiting right now for Jingle to go live with its major campaign. We do have some traffic live on the board. It's not, a huge amount to be shouting about, but it does prove the technology, and it does prove utilization and stability to us internally. So what we're looking for next is the sort of escape velocity that you're talking about. Okay, that's next on the cards. We're looking forward to this major campaign going live. We're also looking forward to the other various ventures going live that I mentioned earlier in this call. Each and every one of those adds towards that escape velocity. And I don't think realistically escape velocity is built, instantaneously. Okay, it takes time. Now, time is something that we have had and we do have, and we're in a very peculiar position where we are. We have the technologies on the board, on the desk, waiting to go, and we are literally pushing for those technologies to increase utilization as we speak. Every day is another success. Every day is another mile met. Every day is another day closer to the escape velocity you're talking about, and it will be very visible on the Network Explorer from these shows. As promised, we will definitely be doing an AMA the same day that the major campaign goes live in Pakistan. I personally look forward to that AMA. That's going to be a fantastic time. And as usual, we'll be discussing the technologies, we'll be discussing the growth ahead, we'll be discussing what's, in hand today. And, Callie, just to make it super clear for you on this answer, thank you for your support. You're supporting an absolute behemoth of a carrier that's set to change the way that telco works. And you don't need very much of a market share to get some very big numbers. So it's an interesting position to be in. I hope that answers your question. Feel free to join us live if you're here on this space.
Fantastic, Josh. Our next question comes from Andrew. We have been told that the Jingle campaign was meant to selectively target high-value callers in Pakistan. The Explorer states that there are 43,181 current Jingle users. However, I can only recall a single day to that date that we have reached over 100 Jingle calls placed. And today, with 75 calls reported, the Explorer reports we've earned less than $5 for the day via Jingle. Just for example, it says today, May the 15th, that we have 630,987 traditional users making 384,533 connected calls today. 0.6 calls per available user versus the 43,181 Jingle users making 75 Jingle calls. That works out at 0.0017 calls per user. So why aren't the 43,181 high-value Jingle users making phone calls and generating revenue at a comparable rate to the traditional users if they're in fact high-value users?
Okay, so the answer to this one is very simple. The users that you are talking about are not all high-value users. That some of those are test users, some of those were brought on before the hyperscaling initiative, and some of those indeed are the frequent callees that we commonly refer to. That being said, we do expect that the campaign in Pakistan will onboard a tremendous amount of frequent callees in the near future. And as that takes place, you will see those margins and those numbers that you mentioned increase.
Super. Our next question is from Rex Vulgaris. At the end of April, Minute said everything had been checked and double-checked and that the Jingle campaign would begin within 4 to 5 days. Then we had radio silence for 6 weeks. Rex is asking please to respect the community and provide transparency and honesty with real timescales so that the community can stay informed.
Okay, so radio silence for 6 weeks. I'm not sure how you quantify that. Okay, there is never radio silence for 6 weeks. We consistently put out transparent and honest updates as to where we are with the technology. We consistently hold an AMA, perhaps once a month or more. This being said, we are also looking forward to the launch of the major campaign. It is, it must be stated that the campaign is already underway. The size of today's campaign is negligible compared to what we expect it to be in the coming week or weeks. This being said, I think it's very important to remain grounded on the facts, and the facts are we've developed something that telco has never seen before. The adoption will be rapid as the adoption takes place, and the frequent callees are an extremely important part of the venture in Minutes Network's control. Not only do we have the external applications integrating that can use the Jingle SDK to make themselves, revenue and revenue reinvigoration, but we also have the hyperscaling element that I just talked of, which puts us in the position to connect calls directly to those endpoints, directly to the users with Jingle on their telephone. And those users in Pakistan and across the Middle East and in the future more countries will be utilizing Jingle's SDK within provided applications. So as that takes place and as that sets into place, we will definitely see an uptick in these metrics. We will definitely see the growth that we all want and that I expect.
Perfect. Josh, and Kerry is asking, when do we suspect we will see the significant uptick in revenue?
I think that will come with the release of the technologies. I think, as Jingle takes place in terms of adoption and as the Minutes Network exchange comes out, and sort of, all of these things sort of coincide with each other, we will see, the expected revenue growth from my side. That is not far away. We are very, very close. And what I would say is, as soon as the major production campaign goes live in Pakistan, I will invite some of the team members from the Pakistan team onto the call so that we can have a very exciting call together on an AMA. I think that's something definitely to look forward to, not only the growth of the network in numbers and success, but also having the third party involved actually talk about this success and talk about the growth and what they've seen, over the years of doing, or tens of years of doing business in the telco industry, and what they're seeing from Minutes Network. We are a different carrier. We are not to be compared to existing carriers today. We simply don't rely on the same, requirements that other carriers rely on.
Yeah, I completely agree. We are a different level of carrier. So thank you, Josh, for making that clear. We have a series of questions now from Excited Blowfish. So 2 of them are Unity related. So we're just going to start with the first 4. So as the Minutes Network Exchange moves towards launch, what commercial activity should the community expect to see first? Voice, SMS, numbers, data, or developer API usage?
All at once. So Jingle is obviously a separate release to the Minutes Network Exchange. The exchange will bring everything except from data that you mentioned, SMS, voice, numbers, DIDs, and more, as well as the development APIs, etc. They will come all at once from the Minutes Network Exchange release, and we'll be marketing that globally, as I said previously in this space, at the different venues and different conferences and different get-togethers. We'll also be arranging some get-togethers with some of the larger names in the industry. We do have our eyes on a very, very large partnership. I'm not at liberty to talk about names today, but I think that's something also to look forward to in the near future. Where we stand today in terms of growth, we are growing. If you look at the network charts and statistics, the growth is very evident, although slower than I wish. We are looking forward to exponential growth over the next, period where we release these technologies in a different capacity to the public domain, to the industry, and to developers around the world. I think what's ahead is definitely the best that we've had so far. And as I said previously, maybe not in today's space, but on different spaces, the best is certainly yet to come.
Our next question from Excited Blowfish. Based on the integrations already signed or in deployment, what kind of Jingle contribution in minutes should the community reasonably expect to see in the second half of 2026?
Over time, we can definitely expect to see millions of minutes per day terminated via Jingle. Obviously, we want that to happen as quickly as possible. We don't have a particular date for that to happen, but we do know that growth will be evident and consistent over the graphs of the network Explorer, and we do look forward to that. All of the members of the company are pushing towards that goal. That goal is definitely achievable, definitely realizable. Our technology is very impressive to those who trial it and sort of work with it. We get very good feedback from the carriers on a almost daily basis. Everybody is equally as excited this time. It's not just the at this time, it's not just the team who's excited or myself, it's anybody involved in the rollout of these technologies. This is game changing. This is, industry changing technology. We're talking about changing the future of telecommunications. Even a 1% market share looks absolutely phenomenal for us, right? Even a 0.5% market share. And that's very, very much achievable. Where Minutes Network is heading, we are heading to the absolute top of the game. There will be no carrier in the world that can provide the services at the rate that Minutes Network provides them. And when that happens, at that point, we will be globally renowned. And I really look forward to that happening. I can personally tell you that, I can give you personal assurance over this, okay? This is something that we're working towards. We've been working towards for a very long time. This technology was not built overnight. We don't take this lightly. We don't take the future potential lightly. We take it very, very seriously. And we're very much looking forward to what's ahead. Obviously, we would like it to be as quick as possible. We'll look forward to the next AMA when Jingle is live in production, with production campaigns running and the numbers consistently increasing. I think that's going to be more exciting than we let ourselves know. Okay, I think what's ahead is a ridiculous amount of excitement, and I really look forward to getting there.
Yeah, I completely agree with you, Josh. The excitement is massive, and we are very close now. So another question. For the Liberia Works integration, what would success look like commercially for Minutes Network once the platform is publicly launched?
I think delivering as many calls as possible to the Jingle endpoints in Liberia is a success for Minutes Network. Now, dare I say 5%, 10%, it doesn't actually matter. The minutes in Liberia are 25 cents plus per minute. And we have quite a lot of traffic going to Liberia from the various partners today. We will also be collecting more traffic and more partners as we grow. Naturally, the release of the Telecoms Exchange will create additional partnerships, additional interconnections, and additional exposure, not only for Minutes Network, but also for its products such as Jingle. As I said, Jingle will be available where it's available on the Minutes Network Exchange. And we do look forward to having the exchange released with all of these technologies combined. So I think growth is inevitable. The technology is sound and has been heavily tested, heavily cared for, okay, and it's in heavy demand. So the quicker we get there, the better for everyone, including myself and the company.
Our final question from Excited Blowfish. Josh, could you provide an overview of the current team size behind Minutes Network as of today? Please ensure to include the full-time employees, contractors, and outsourced teams working on the project.
So I think we're about 30 people today, and that's not 30 full-time people. Some people are part-time, Some people come in from other companies and partnerships and the interconnections we have to assist and to test and to prepare and to push. I would say we're around 30 people, give or take.
Fantastic. That now moves us on to the next community question from Rev. Is the team working on a strategy to turn non-smartphone users on the PSTN into Jingle users?
So we do have some technologies focused on landline communications. They are not released today. They have not been spoken about. We don't plan to speak about those until we see Jingle sort of majorly running in Pakistan. Once we have Jingle running in Pakistan in a huge way, and we have successful production, major production campaigns, at that point, we will start to look at the alternate uses of the Mintech suite of technologies, as well as the connectivity for landlines. In terms of PSTN production traffic, we do have the Mintech revenue turbine, which is equally as important and as exciting as any other venture in the company today. That is being used today on the live traffic on the switches. And we expect the utilization of the revenue turbine only to grow in time. It doesn't just support voice, it also supports SMS. It is in utilization on the SMS side. Call centers are very grateful for this technology. It expands their reach, it expands their profitability, and it expands their ability to connect to new routes that don't fail, right? The turbine is a very clever piece of technology. I haven't seen anything else that's available online like the turbine today. I do expect in time that we will have competitors naturally, as people, realize what this technology is doing, and as the growth is, more and more large over time, we do expect competition. Competition is very healthy, and it just further validates the market opportunity. Right, we will be the market leader in these technologies and in this industry for the very reason that we've cemented our place with the different interconnections that actually matter in the industry for so much time. Right. Not only, I do believe that we've been working as a family in telecommunications for the last 20 plus years. These connections are not built overnight. Okay, these connections take some time to build normally. So we're in a special position, and we do intend to fully realize that special position as much as possible and as quickly as possible. The technologies we have in hand, nobody else has in hand today. I am, ready for any competition, and we do welcome competition as well. I think it's very important in any market.
The second question from Rev is regarding the telecoms exchange. So does instant settlement for the exchange mean the fees get to regulators faster?
It's not about regulators. It means that the fees get to the buyer, and if somebody's buying, he will settle his bill instantly. So it removes a large trust element from the business. Normally in telecommunications, there's a lot done on trust. If you're running high rate destination for 60 days and you don't get paid or you don't pay your bill, that's a terrible event. Okay, that can be catastrophic for some companies. The way that Minutes Network are operating the telecoms exchange that we're about to release to the public, this instant settlement element allows companies to trust each other and utilize each other's connections and routes whilst, removing the element of trust. How does that work? Well, you will obviously deposit funds to your account on the exchange, and you will be able to utilize those, funds on the account. Will we offer post-pay? Yes, to some very select clients that are already interconnected at Minutes Network. Generally, it will be a pay-as-you-go solution, and I think carriers do prefer that. They prefer that for two reasons. One, they are guaranteed their payment when they sell a route. This is very important for every carrier. And two, they are guaranteed when they buy a route, they don't have to prepay $100,000 or $250,000 or even $50,000. There's no prepayment involved. It's pay as you go. If you don't like the service you're receiving, you can stop there as a carrier, and you don't have to, deal with refunds and requests. And telco folk are all over the world, in different places, in different countries, different levels and sizes of businesses. It's not always wise for a company to prepay or deliver post pay in telco. So the instant settlement removes the element of trust from the business relationships, and the exchange handles everything.
Perfect. And now we're getting to the final community question. After this, we will jump into live questions. So if you do have questions, please do prepare and request to speak. So our final question is from Callie. If the jingle scaling does not materialize this year, does this pose a meaningful threat to the project itself? And how long can the project survive in the trenches?
So I would like to say that we can survive forever. We are in the telco business. We are not a traditional company that sort of relies on bringing new customers to survive or selling products to survive. Our length of sort of runway is very long. Okay, for the reason that we are doing business properly, we treat this as a commercial venture and organization. We do have, a fair amount of revenue on the board, and obviously that is expected to increase. The position that we're in with, Jingle due to set into production level campaigns, and the Minutes Network Exchange being released, and the Liberia Works, and the Revenue Turbine, and the SMS, and development, aimed opportunities at developers. I think long term is the goal here, and I see Minutes Network as a lifelong entity. I don't see it as something that can come and go. Okay, Minutes Network for me is a part of my life. It's a part of what we do. It's a part of the industry we work in. As said, we have been working in this industry for a very long time now. Minutes Network is here to stay. It's there's an English saying: "A dog is not for Christmas." Minutes Network is not for Christmas. This is something very important. It's something that's in my heart and that we believe in, that we love, and we take great care in every opportunity that we follow and everything that we do. We are in a very powerful position at Minutes Network. We do have a lot of backing from the relevant telcos and the partners and interconnected telcos, and that position will only strengthen and grow with time, right? There are so many opportunities on the board that provide so much immense amounts of value. We feel very strong. We feel very secure in the position that we're in, and we know what's ahead, right? We understand where we're going. We understand the growth potential. We understand, even with time, we will see growth on our side. Okay, so I hope that answers the question. By the way, for anybody that has asked questions and received answers, if you are on this call, do feel free to come up and talk on stage. You are more than welcome to press the request to talk button, and we will take any questions live. Matthew, do we have any additional questions?
I don't see any additional questions coming into the community chat. So I'll continue, and let's hold here for a good 2 to 3 minutes to let anybody who's here with us to come and ask a question. Anything's okay to ask, may it be small or big. We're here to answer your questions.
Absolutely. And if you'd like more information on something, please don't hesitate to ask. Excited Blowfish, I do see your message. In terms of MNTX, that will be answered on the up and coming AMA on Friday. And in terms of UNetwork, the total amount transferred so far, the amount still outstanding, and the expected timeline for completion. I think that's something that we're going to have to answer at a different time, perhaps in a UNetwork event or on the first Tuesday of June. Any updates on Albania? Albania is super important to us. Albania's, 30 cents, 25 cents, 35 cents, depending who you're selling to, how much volume and the type of traffic per minute. Okay. Albania, Jamaica, super important, massive amounts of effort going in on the ground over the last year plus over there. And we definitely can expect to see an increase in the amount of traffic on the switches as soon as possible. I cannot give you a date today. However, it is something that we are working on, we are working toward, and it will make a difference. All of these countries, when they're added, they make a massive difference. If you just think that, every user that we get in these countries for Jingle, every call they receive, we're making an absolute fortune. With the average global ACD being around 5 minutes, so that's the average call duration globally. We're looking at more than $1 per call, right, as income to Minutes Network. So we are pushing on these opportunities. We do have, to expand a little bit, we do have a member of staff on the ground in Uganda. That member of staff is also a very good friend of mine. They have been a long-term partner of mine. They have been on the ground in Uganda for a very long time now. Well, a couple of months now. We are trialing some local technologies over there that are extremely aggressively, profit-making opportunities. And that is something that we have not yet spoken of. Perhaps you'll hear more about that in the future. Uganda is live in the labs. We don't have a lot of traffic up today, but the traffic we do have is stable and the growth potential is enormous. Again, Uganda is 30, 40 cents per minute wholesale. And even more retail. We are looking closely at the different retail opportunities across the board with our partners. We do have an LDI in a couple of countries that is about to come into play beyond Pakistan. I'll save that for action-based announcements, okay? There is a lot going on. There is a lot ahead. We are really happy with what we're doing. Obviously, we'd be even happier if it was faster. We are trying to push as hard as we possibly can as a team in order to make things go as quickly as possible. The next step, the next stage for Minutes Network is a gigantic release in Pakistan. We are really super enamored with what we're doing over there. The partners are beyond, backing us, and we're really the potential, the growth potential, the revenue potential, the potential for the company. It really sets the future in stone. So that really is the next move, and very, very exciting indeed. We have a question from Rev. My question about fees being paid to regulators more quickly is I thought that could possibly be a positive thing to bring their attention with the emergence of instant settlement on the exchange. Right, so regulators only get involved in telco when there's a reason for them to get involved, or if you're buying an MNO license, or you're buying a MVNO license, or you're doing something that sort of incorporates them. In terms of voice over IP, in the majority of countries, voice over IP is not regulated, and it's something that regulators don't really get involved in. In some countries, they are involved, okay, and in other countries, they're not. Really depends on the type of traffic, the traffic profiles, the type of opportunity, the type of venture, what's required for the venture. If we're talking about Jingle, we do not require regulators' assistance in order to launch Jingle. It's a voice over IP product. In Pakistan, the LDI that we have as a company, we do work with the local entities to ensure that the regulator is sufficiently happy. As it stands today, they're very happy. In terms of the exchange, it's not a product that regulators need to attach to or need to sort of oversee, because the telecommunications regulators in most countries don't work with voice over IP. Rev, I hope that answers your question. If it doesn't, please either jump on stage with us or feel free to type more across the communities. Dodo, you said there was a hard date for the start of the big Jingle campaign in Pakistan, but you can't give us the date. Can you elaborate on that? Yes, I want to absolutely make sure of the date before it's communicated. I don't want to communicate a soft date. I want to communicate a hard date. I do have a meeting. Actually, they're already on the other line with some of the other team members, but I do have a meeting in about 15, 20 minutes where I'm going to be talking to them about this hard date, explaining, the situation from our side, and requesting that, this is a date that we all stick to for this major production launch. I have absolutely no doubt that that date is going to be sooner than some of you think. And I think that's a very important milestone for success at Minutes Network and the overall success of the communities and partners, interconnections, and companies involved. Remember, what we're doing is very widespread. The success is felt very, far across the field. This is not something that's taken lightly. This is not something that we just sort of do and forget. Right. This is a lifelong campaign that we are working to initialize, and we are working to install absolute trust in all partners involved across the board of connections, as well as bringing additional revenue to all partners involved, right? So we will see an enormous spike. The expectation is to see an enormous spike in Jingle connected calls, in Jingle connected traffic, as soon as possible. We are not months away. Okay, we are very, very close. There is one button left to press, and we are going to be discussing that hard date one more time on my next call today. And we will be releasing that date as soon as possible to you, perhaps over the next maybe 24 hours, 48 hours. You will have that date. That date will be set in stone, and that will be the start of an enormous uptick in traffic for the network connected via Jingle. Palace B, last we spoke, Jingle campaign was hoping to be launched in April. Can you speak to the challenges that you faced causing the timelines to slip? Yes. So, Jingle is a tested product. We are very happy with the way that Jingle works. However, when we deployed initial feeler campaigns in Pakistan, we did notice that some older telephones and some less sort of known in the Western world telephones like Oppo, Xiaomi, Redmi, right? A couple of in Infinex, okay, a few telephones. We saw that the ratio of connections was less than we expected. Okay, now having spent millions of dollars on the engineering at Jingle itself, we did have a sort of eye on the connection quality, not only overall ASR, average seizure ratio or average success ratio, depending on the world you're from. We had an eye on the ratio of connected calls per device type, and we saw that ratio was just a little bit low on a couple of the low end devices. And naturally, in Pakistan, there is a very large array of device types in use. You're talking about a country with 230 plus million people, and you're talking about a country where people come from all different walks and backgrounds and types of life. So we had to make a couple of last minute adjustments to the campaign over there, okay, in the sense that we sort of tested the technology fully in production on the ground in a new country with a large wide array of device types. Okay, now that being said, today as it stands, the ASR across the board looks fantastic. That has been in review and under microscopic review by the Pakistan team and ourselves over the last few weeks. Other than that, we haven't met any challenges on the ground. We haven't met any challenges in technology, and we're super proud to be in the position we're in. We'll be even more proud on the next AMA when Jingle is launched and you can see the uptick in revenue and calls and everything bright and beautiful on the network charts. That is a sort of very pleasing moment to come. Okay, for everybody involved, for us, for the partners, for the the interconnections, for the team in Pakistan. It's a major milestone for us as a company. We don't see any other sort of issue during the release of this mini campaign, let's say, in Pakistan, and we really are looking forward to what's ahead. So, do hope that answers the question, Callis. If there are any follow-up questions on that, please don't hesitate to jump live on stage or to communicate them across social media. Sojourner, anything new to share on Muslim Pro? Well, we don't have Vladimir here on the call with us today. He is responsible for the integration with Muslim Pro. What I can tell you is that they are waiting for various elements to move forward. I don't know whether that's on their side or our side. As far as I'm concerned, they have been provided the opportunity to integrate the SDK, and we are waiting on news from them. I will get a follow up to that question for the next AMA. It's not the biggest of priorities. We do have a number of applications that are, under the path of integration or on the path of integration today. We are pushing extremely hard with some of those. The new Jingle commercial full demonstration is ready and will be available on the App Store or the Play Store very shortly. And that will also help a lot in terms of application integration. So I hope that answers your question on Muslim Pro, Sojourner. Excited Blowfish, bonus question. Can we expect future AMAs on the new app? Which new application? There will be a release of an application and there will be an AMA hosting service that's offered to us at Minutes Network by that application amongst other partners. The name of the application has yet to be revealed and it will be revealed in a future post. It's not the priority at Minutes Network. However, it is underway and we do hope that it will be ready for the next AMA. Okay, do we have any additional questions? Harvey, I can see you're requesting to speak. I've now added you as a speaker. Hi, Harvey. How are you today? You are live. Okay, whilst Harvey...
Hello?
Hi, Harvey. How are you?
Hey, hello, Josh. Hello, Matthew. I have one question, Josh. When are the node owners getting access to the lab environment on the statics page?
So we have been discussing releasing the lab environment statistics. I'm not sure if they will be released in the same way as the Network Explorer today, but it is something that we've been looking into doing. Obviously, we are extremely busy with the rollout of the various campaigns and technologies and platforms. That being said, this is something that you can definitely expect to see more on in the near future.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. Thank you for coming up, Harvey. Appreciate the question, and I hope it's the answer you expected, or I hope it's if you'd like any more detail on that, we'll be happy to provide.
Well, Josh, two AMAs ago, it was like you were supposed to get access in a week or two, and now you're looking at it. So I'm confused a bit because a couple of AMAs ago you said in 2 weeks we're just doing the decorations on it for you to see what we are doing.
So I think we're talking about two different things. I think I took your question as when do we get access to the lab traffic and when do we see that traffic on the Explorer? And I think that you're referring to when can we connect our node to the Explorer in order to see sort of deeper insights as to what the node is doing. If I'm wrong, please correct me.
Exactly, Josh. That's the question. You get it right.
Okay. So that element is actually developed. It's currently in QA, and you can expect for that element to be released very, very soon. I do not have a date for you today as it stands, but I do know that the team are working on that element and that it's not far off from release. You will be able to connect your node to the Network Explorer for deeper insights and to see and understand more information about how your node is sort of participating in supporting the network.
Okay. Thank you for the answer, Josh.
Of course, Harvey. Thank you very much for coming up. Appreciate
All right.
it.
Bye.
Thank you. Do we have anyone else that would like to come up and ask any questions live on the stage? We welcome all questions of all types. You don't have to, you're more than welcome to come up and ask any question that you have. And if we don't have any additional questions, I think that just about wraps it up for today's AMA. I do have an additional meeting in around 10 minutes. That meeting is currently underway with some of the other integral team members. We do have a daily meet in Pakistan at the same time every day. We jump on a call to align on the statistics, on the analytics, to understand exactly the shape of the network's traffic today, to point out any issues, which I'm proud to say that we haven't seen any lately. And any existing issue, as I mentioned previously, with Infinex or Oppo or these lower end devices, has now been resolved. I'm really looking forward to this meeting now, in which I will secure a final word on the hard date for the production, major production launch, and I don't say that lightly. We will be, talking to all of the frequent callees on the network and ensuring that as many of them as possible actually integrate with Jingle's new release in the applications in Pakistan, which is a game changer for us. As I said, for the company, it's a major milestone. As soon as that's done, we will jump on an AMA, take your questions live as the traffic builds. So if we don't have any additional questions, I do thank you all very much for your support and your attendance today. I wish you a lovely day wherever you are in the world, evening, night, morning. And I hope that the next time that we speak, Jingle will be live in terms of a major increase in what we see on the Explorer today. Again, it's a milestone for us as a company. It's a personal milestone for me. Very much excited for what's ahead. We'll push very hard to ensure that that is as soon as possible. I do not expect it to take too much longer for us to see the reflection on the Network Explorer of the winning amount of Jingle traffic that's about to go up. Once that traffic is up, I would like to reiterate that there will be additional countries to follow. Pakistan is not going to be the last by far. Okay, we have a lot of interested parties. My partner had a call with a very, very interesting carrier who terminate 80% of the traffic to Kazakhstan, okay, which also has a decent rate. And we look forward to seeing what's possible over there as well in terms of Jingle integration. They are very, intrigued at the fact that they can increase their revenue margins and they can increase their sort of reinvigorate their revenue as a company, utilizing Jingle as a technology base. So hopefully that will be one of the first large movements on the exchange for Jingle that has not yet been announced. So we do look forward to what's ahead. Thank you very much again for your attendance. If we don't have any additional questions, I think we'll close here. One more thing before I close. We actually have some information on the buy bot. Okay, we should see the return of the buy bot in the next couple of days. Definitely before Friday. We look forward to the return. It is very much improved, and we have mitigated some of the activities on the blockchain, such as MEV activities that were, they don't target MNTX as one. They target the entire blockchain as a whole, and we don't like that, right? So we've done everything that we possibly can to ensure that the transactions are not affected by any type of MEV activity, right? That's obviously something totally out of our control and something that is, a consistent problem for blockchain-related technologies. But we, as a team, and the persons responsible for the buy-bot have done everything in their power to ensure that that is mitigated. So I do look forward to the return. It has been offline for around 7 days now, or 10 days now. So yes, before Friday, hopefully in the next couple of days. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate your time. Thank you for joining. We look forward to the next session.